Isn't it amazing how that one bad decision can change the rest of your life? The way you think about things, the way you feel about people, all the things that surround you, one decision can change it all. As a prodigal son, and his hasty decision cost him a lot of things in his life, all because of that one decision. But yet, later on down the road, he found it in his heart to start over again. Have you made a bad decision? Are you now wondering, can I start over again? Well, the purpose of my speech today is to persuade you, yes, you can start over again. Starting over, it does seem impossible. It seems like something that you'll never be able to do. But if ever started, it can improve your mental stability. It can foster greater family ties. And third of all, it can also bring you untold joy that you would never experience otherwise. The qualifications I use today is to let you know that over 20 years now, I've been out of college, out of school, and I have started to go back. I've started over again, and I've found some joy. I've found some happiness. My family, we've become closer because I've decided to start over. Many decisions are made on an impulse. Decisions that at the time you thought they were the right decision, as Megan Hogan states. But yet later on to find out that that decision was not a very good or a wise decision. It alters the mental stability whenever one has decided that it was a good decision at the time. But friend, you don't have to allow that to change your life forever. Recall those thoughts, regroup those things, and think about what you was doing, where you was at, what was going on, and learn from those mistakes and don't repeat them again. Second of all, starting over brings your family closer. Who couldn't use a closer family? Who couldn't use a closer brother or sister, or a relationship with a mother or a father? Those things are things that we all could have if we could just start over. The mistakes and the bad decisions we made that have somehow fostered bitterness and anger in our lives, but because we decided to start over, can bring those families closer and to get us to where we're able to talk again, hug again, love again. In the Bible, King James Version, it talks about in Luke chapter 15 of a prodigal son who had gained all his inheritance, left his father, left his brother, all his kinsmen, all because he wanted to have everything at that one given moment. Later on down the road, he found himself in the swine pen, living there among people that he did not even know he was living with. But yet he found it in his heart, I will return back to my father's house. In other words, I've begun to start over. When he got to the father's house in verse number 23, the father said, let us eat and be merry, for my son that was dead is now alive. The joy that started over brought to that family. That can happen to you and your family if you could just find it to start over again. There's untold joy that comes from starting over. Icon of City Fellowship states, there's a joy that comes from starting over, one that never knows. John writing also says, never allow bitterness to rob you of your success and your joy that comes from starting over. Those decisions that you made in the past, leave them in the past. Don't bring them into your new life or the new chapter that you're beginning. Leave them back there. Friends that maybe had put you down and said things about you, leave all those thoughts in the past. You're starting a new life. You're going to be a new you. And you're going to be a different person, all because you decided to start over again. So in conclusion, I want to remind you that it is never too late to start over. You can begin right now. Starting over, yes, it may seem like a large thing and a large task and even a hard thing to do, because now you're going to have to show everybody I'm better than what I was then. I can make better judgments than what I made. And the joy and the happiness you'll have in your family is going to be untold because of your decisions to start over again. And maybe do it right this time. So start doing that. The credentials that I have, once again, I tell you that over 20 years, I fought and I thought maybe I'll do it some other way. But I finally made my mind up. I'm going to start school again. And because of that decision, I found myself being mentally better, being closer to my family, and also joys that's untold that time wouldn't have me to tell right now. But I will say this, that if you're at the bottom and you feel there's nowhere else to go, friend, it's time to start over, and you can do that. Teresa Fowler says, sometimes you just know it's time to start over. And can I tell you, maybe the time is now for you to start a new chapter in your life. Sonia Parker states this, and I'll leave this with you. Starting over isn't a bad thing. You have the knowledge now that you didn't have before. If I were you, I'd take advantage of that new knowledge. Start over again. Have a new life. Have a happy life. Have a happy family. And have joy untold in your life. God bless.